children shot across this city in ridiculous numbers.
Multiple children shot this weekend in Chicago. The latest victim, a 7-year-old on his way to church with family. Tonight, a call to action from community leaders. Plus, search and rescue operations continue down in Florida 4 days after Hurricane Ian hit the state. We have new video tonight of survivors pulled to safety. And the White Sox will be on the hunt for a new manager next year. Details on the retirement announcement expected from Tony La Russa tomorrow. The news starts right now. Good evening. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Alex Maragos, and we start here with breaking news. A fire in Chicago's Burnside neighborhood has left one man dead. Firefighters rushed to the home at 90th and Greenwood around 7:30 tonight. They say a man was trapped inside here and later pronounced dead at the hospital. We do not know his name or his age. The fire is now out, and the cause is still under investigation. A 7-year-old was shot today in Chicago on his way to church with his family. Police say a man was trying to break into the family's car, and when someone confronted that thief, that's when the suspect shot the boy in the leg. And sadly, there were other young people shot in the city this weekend. NBC5's Lexi Suter reports on the children caught in the crossfire.
3 kids shot in 3 days.
We're hurting, the city hurting, but nobody's hurting worse than a mother who carried these babies.
On Friday night, 3-year-old Mateo Zastro was shot and killed in an apparent road rage incident. Police say his mother was driving near Marquette Road and Costner Avenue when shots were fired from a red car. Mateo was shot in the head. His mother and 3 siblings, also in the car, were not harmed.
Not just today and not just yesterday. We've seen children shot across this city in ridiculous numbers. When did we become a society where we stopped caring about the children?
Today, a 7-year-old boy was shot in the leg while riding with his family to church in the Roseland neighborhood. Police say his family saw the shooter breaking into another vehicle they owned and stealing their belongings. When they tried to intervene, the suspect fired shots, striking the family's vehicle and the boy. Just an hour later, a 17-year-old was shot in the left eye while sitting on a front porch in the 9,000 block of South Justine.
The most important thing here, the people who are victims of these crimes, the trauma that they deal with every single day, can you imagine what this 7-year-old and his family is going through right now?
It's a damn shame that we in the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, the county of Cook, sitting here and not turning these individuals in.
All of these investigations are ongoing tonight. In the case of the toddler that was killed Friday, Andrew Holmes is offering a $7,000 reward. Anyone with information should call Chicago Police. Reporting outside CPD headquarters, Lexi Suter, NBC5 News.
There are still many questions about what led up to a deadly police shooting in Old Town. Police say an officer shot and killed a man after a chase early this morning near Sedgwick and Blackhawk. Officers say this started when someone flagged them down, saying a person pointed a gun at them. Officers say they found a person matching the description, but that person ran away. Police chased him, but what happened right before the shots were fired is still not clear.
The officer then fires his weapon, striking the offender, and the offender is deceased.
Police did release this photo of a gun they found at the scene. They say they also found shell casings that did not match the officer's weapon. Now we turn tonight to the migrant crisis. A new group of asylum seekers arrived in northwest suburban Des Plaines yesterday, I should say. There were about 80 people in this latest group. They're being placed in temporary housing, and they're getting support to work through the migration process. Des Plaines officials will coordinate with state and local agencies for additional assistance. Almost 2,000 people who crossed the Texas border have now been sent to the Chicago area on buses. And there is a massive search and rescue operation still underway across southwestern Florida tonight. 4 days after the storm hit, the death toll now stands at 87 people. Hundreds of thousands are still without power. NBC's Morgan Chesky is in Fort Myers Beach with the latest for us.
Tonight, rescue teams scouring a crippled Florida coast, searching for survivors. 4 days after Ian's fury.
What's your name? Rick. Rick, can we get you out of here, all right?
The Coast Guard, Florida National Guard, and local agencies teaming up to rescue more than 2,000 people and 150 pets so far. On islands cut off from the mainland, the situation especially dire. One man scrawling "help" into the sand.
Anyone home? Search and rescue! Hello?
Another safe from his boat, trapped in trees. On the tarmac in Punta Gorda, we met Coast Guard Vice Admiral Kevin Lunday, overseeing the massive response.
We're now entering day 4 post-Ian, and there are still people left stranded here.
Yes, that's right, Morgan, and that's why the first priority remains search and rescue and helping those in need. These aren't strangers to us. We live and work in these communities.
Hello?
Nearby, rescuers on foot facing a growing risk, searching buildings teetering on collapse. NBC's Dasha Burns joined a team from FEMA on the ground.
The search and rescue team here has brought in a human remains canine. This dog is going to go check on a suspicious odor to confirm whether or not there might be a deceased individual at this home.
Crews restoring power to 500,000 people in 24 hours, but more than 700,000 remain without. And in Central Florida, which has been inundated with floods, water's finally starting to recede. A hopeful glimpse of normalcy tonight in Tampa with a rematch of Super Bowl 55. The Buccaneers hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Both teams auctioning jerseys worn in tonight's game for Hurricane Ian relief. Just one group of many, lending a hand to communities left facing a tough road to recovery.
Morgan Chesky reporting there. Hurricane Ian could be one of the costliest natural disasters in U.S. history. Many of those impacted have little to no flood insurance, and residents in 13 of Florida's hardest hit counties are eligible for flood insurance. President Biden says he will travel to the region on Wednesday to see the damage firsthand. Now we want to get a check of our weather. Very lucky in comparison to everyone down in Florida. We really had a nice weekend all the way through, Pete.
Yeah, first weekend in October in the books, and it was a wonderful one. And we're going to be starting out the work week pretty nice as well. Right now, temperatures, it's still 60 at Midway, 59 in Gary, a little bit cooler at O'Hare Airport, 54 degrees, and cooler still when you get away from the lake. Temperatures have already dropped into the upper 50s, or upper 40s rather. But take a look at the temperature pattern this week. We're going to start out with pretty mild readings Monday, Tuesday, and even into Wednesday. We're going to hold on to some warmer air, and then Thursday, notice this area of green. Here comes the cooler temperatures. They're going to be sliding in for the first part of the weekend, including morning lows that will start out in the upper 30s come Saturday morning. So temperatures this week, again, we're starting out very nice. We'll see a high of 73 degrees by Wednesday, but then a front passes, and here comes the coolest air of the season. Only 52 degrees for the high on Friday. We'll track a chance of rain coming with this front. We'll also have a little bit more details on what we can expect for Marathon Sunday. That's next Sunday. It's all coming up in your forecast. Alex?
Getting ready for it soon. Thank you, Pete. Well, now it's time to talk about the Bears. They had every chance to walk away with a win against the Giants today, but they just couldn't seem to pull it off. Justin Fields' performance was better compared to last week, but it still was not enough for a win. The Bears looked like they would have one more chance to tie the game after they forced the Giants to punt here with just over 2 minutes remaining, but rookie Velus Jones Jr. muffed that punt. The Giants recovered, and that was it. Bears are now 2-2 on this season. And White Sox manager Tony La Russa is expected to announce his retirement tomorrow. This is according to USA Today Bob Nightingale. The report says La Russa planned to come back next season, but doctors advised he stop managing for good. La Russa's last game in the dugout was August 29th. Since that day, he stepped away to deal with his health. Nightingale reported that the Sox manager had 1 year left on his contract. And over 2 stints with the team, decades apart, his 10 years with the White Sox finished with a record just above 500. La Russa will turn 78 on Tuesday. Still ahead for us here, the marathon. 1 week from today, as Pete mentioned. But if you're coming downtown this upcoming week, you need to know about some closures that are going to start tomorrow. We also have new details coming on what triggered a deadly stampede during this soccer match. And new concussion rules are coming to the NFL after this devastating hit last week. We're going to hear from the league's top doctor. And we have to talk about jam-packed Sports Sunday coming up right after the news. The Bears, the big, giant letdown in New York. Dave Wanstead's here to break down what went wrong in that loss. Also, we'll have a deeper dive into what the Tony La Russa announcement means for the future of the White Sox. And, hey, they keep it going. The Cubs won their 7th straight in their final home game at Wrigley. All that and more. Join Layla Rahimi and Mike Berman right after the news.
would become the largest crime scene in Cook County. Bodies had been dug up and the plots resold.
Praveen's family got its wish. The police chief was fired, the state's attorney backed down.
An NBC 5 investigates exclusive.
Come on, Mr. Sanders, focus.
Jamie Foxx, what's up, my man?
What up, Barry? Got time to chat bets?
Yeah.
All right, good. So we got Sissy over Cleveland, right?
Boom, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Now, parlay time. Would you put Miami in with L.A., Vegas, and
Oh,
Denver?
no, terrible.
I was feeling that, though.
What did Jamie Foxx want?
Oh, I've got no idea. Come on, serve it up.
Dear 2029, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspections, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
To learn more about Toyota certified used vehicles, see your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I've never been afraid of hard work, but college just wasn't in the cards for me. This job was a game changer. It's a stable career and a good paycheck. We need more jobs like this in Illinois, especially with costs going up across the board. The Workers' Rights Amendment will keep more jobs like this in Illinois. It's good for families and it's good for the economy. College isn't for everyone, but good paying jobs should be.
At the top of your ballot, vote yes on the Workers' Rights Amendment and protect Illinois jobs.
Now, new developments in the Indonesian soccer stampede where 125 people were killed. This video shows angry fans rushing the field after their team lost. According to officials, that stadium was over capacity, packed with more than 40,000 people. And police say fans started rioting and throwing bottles at players and soccer officials. But what mainly triggered the stampede was riot police firing tear gas in the stadium. Many of those killed were trampled. At least 320 people were hospitalized. FIFA, which is soccer's governing body, bans tear gas in stadiums, and it's now investigating the excessive use of force by police. The Premier League in Indonesia will be suspended while a full investigation takes place. And Brazil's heated presidential election is headed to a runoff. It was a very tight race between far-right President Jair Bolsonaro and former left-wing President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. And with almost all the votes counted, da Silva received 48% against Bolsonaro's 43%. But da Silva fell short of the more than 50% of votes needed to prevent a runoff. So that race will now go on to a second-round vote on October 30th. Tomorrow, jury selection begins in the trial for the Waukesha parade attack. The suspect here, Darrell Brooks, is accused of plowing his SUV through the city's Christmas parade, killing 6 and injuring dozens more. Brooks will represent himself during trial after firing his attorneys last week. He faces 77 charges, including 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and 61 counts of felony reckless endangerment. Each homicide count carries a mandatory life sentence. That trial is expected to last a month. Now we turn to a helicopter crash caught on doorbell camera right here in Fresno, California. Take a look. You see that chopper falling out of the sky and spinning before slamming into a front yard. This happened yesterday. Tough to watch. But fortunately, the pilot and passenger both survived this crash. An investigation into how this all happened is still underway. And big changes are coming to the NFL. Following the concussion controversy involving the Miami Dolphins quarterback, the NFL is now revising its concussion protocol. And the changes come amid an investigation into why Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa was cleared to play even though a hit left him this unstable. Then 4 days later, another rough tackle left him motionless on the field just on Thursday. Now, one of the doctors that cleared him for this week was fired. The NFL's chief medical officer says changes are needed.
We're committed to always trying to make our protocol better and do an even better job at diagnosing, recognizing, and appropriately treating concussions.
The new concussion protocols could take effect within days. And a push to ban the use of taxpayer dollars to fund a potential new Bears stadium in Arlington Heights is moving forward. According to the Chicago Tribune, a petition supporting the ban of taxpayer funds got enough signatures to be considered by the village board during their meeting tomorrow. Now, the measure has not gotten any support from trustees during previous discussions, meaning it will be likely rejected. But that doesn't necessarily mean the measure is dead. If 12% of registered voters sign the petition, that measure could end up on the ballot without board approval. It would go to referendum. That adds up to nearly 7,000 signatures. We'll keep an eye on that. And while the Bears were away from Soldier Field, thousands came out to raise money for a good cause. The annual AIDS Run and Walk was held on this beautiful fall day. It's now in its 31st year. There was a 5K, 10K, and a walk option for everybody. The event raises awareness about HIV and AIDS and helps raise money for testing and resources for those living with the disease. Each year, it's always popular. The race usually attracts 2,500 participants. And preparations for the big race have already started downtown. Street closures begin tomorrow for next weekend's Bank of America Chicago Marathon. A section of Balboa Drive will be the first to close around 10 a.m. tomorrow. That section will be just between DuSable Lakeshore Drive and Columbus. We have a full list of closures, very easy to see on NBCChicago.com. You can go to our NBC Chicago app. And by the way, you can also watch the marathon right here next Sunday morning. And that means all the runners out there are already looking at what the weather will be like, Pete.
Especially, Alex, since it's rain or shine as far as the event goes. Only lightning really slows things up.
Yeah.
But the good news is it looks like we're going to have shine. We'll talk about that in a moment. First, clear skies right now. There's a plane coming in for a landing. This is our camera looking west from the Westin O'Hare. And we're looking at a very nice night, very quiet weather for the first part of the week, but get ready for some changes with our temperatures. Here's the radar satellite composite. We've been enjoying these easterly breezes all weekend long. They've been keeping the clouds pretty much at bay, save for early this morning when we saw a little bit of cloud cover, but plenty of sun throughout the day today. And these breezes off of the lake have been influencing the temperatures. The good news is lake temperatures are in the mid-50s. So that's, or mid-60s rather, and so that's where we've been seeing temperatures lately. That's where we're going to see them tomorrow again. You can see overnight tonight, mainly clear skies. The easterly breezes will continue, although they'll be on the lighter side, and that's why we're going to be seeing some slightly cooler temperatures tomorrow morning than what we saw this morning. But you can see in the afternoon, clear skies, sunshine, and beautiful conditions will continue into the evening. So before we get to the rest of the week, let's talk about what temperatures are going to be doing overnight. Readings are going to drop down into the upper 40s in the city, but look for temperatures to drop in the low to mid 40s away from the lake. And then tomorrow's highs, we'll see mid 60s for highs, likely some 70-degree temperatures, again, well away from the influence of Lake Michigan. Now let's take you through the rest of the week, because here come the changes. On Tuesday, we'll see a high around 70 degrees into the low 70s with sunshine. A little bit more cloud cover on Wednesday, but highs will be in the low 70s. And then you see the rain and the winds shifting there. We do have a chance of a shower late Wednesday. Better chance, though, arrives on Thursday with some much cooler air. So you can see, we'll see a few scattered showers around. We'll also see northerly winds, cooler temperatures on the way. And by Friday, the cool air really settles in. Friday, we'll see perhaps a little bit of sun. I think mostly cloudy skies, lake effect rain showers in northwest Indiana, and highs only in the low 50s. Temperatures will begin rebounding on Saturday with some sunshine, and Sunday looking very pleasant, at least right now. We're going to be looking at a light southwesterly breeze and sunshine for our Sunday. So let's take an early look at what's going to be happening for the Bank of America Chicago Marathon. Kicks off at 7:30, 8 o'clock. We'll see temperatures in the mid-40s with some sunshine. You can see those readings warming to the mid-50s by 1 o'clock. Sunshine all the way, winds out of the southwest at 5 to 15 miles an hour, likely picking up towards the afternoon. We'll continue to track the weather, but hopefully that forecast holds out, because we'd love to see the gorgeous conditions for those runners. Here's a look at the next 10 days. Then you can see a 66-degree high tomorrow, low 70s Tuesday and Wednesday, a little bit more cloud cover on Wednesday. Then that chance of showers arrives Thursday. The chilly air arrives on Friday. By Saturday morning, we're going to be looking at highs only in the upper 30s, but temperatures will rebound over the weekend. Look for low 60s the following week. All right, a couple of photos to show you here. The first photo is a beautiful sunrise photo sent in from John Clymer of Orland Park. Love to see the little fog there developing along the lake there.
Gorgeous.
Just a gorgeous picture there. And one more photo to show you here. This was sunrise yesterday near the Rogers Park area along the beach there. Aaron Ballack of Chicago sending in that picture. You can send your pictures to pete.sack@nbc.com.
You know, with all these people catching sunrise, I don't think they're up late to see their pictures on Pete's.
This is true, but they don't have to get up so early to take them because sunrise is almost 7 o'clock.
Yeah, good point. It is getting a little bit later and later. Pete, thank you so much. Still ahead, a wish come true at the Chicago Police Academy. Meet the 4-year-old boy who just achieved his lifelong dream of becoming a police officer.
Darren Bailey isn't popular with the political establishment of either party because he's from the real world.
I'm proud to be a family farmer. We fix things that are broken, we solve problems, and we grow things.
Like you, Bailey knows what hasn't worked.
Decade after decade of mismanagement in Springfield, back-to-back billionaire governors, and where has that gotten us?
High taxes, high unemployment, and high crime rates. How much worse does it have to get before we give a practical problem solver a try?
Are you a referee?
Apple, Omaha,
Illegal substitution.
Pylon.
Interception.
How many words? Break it into words.
Oh, I knew it. Helmet catch.
Stop guessing the helmet catch.
Isn't the Caesars Sportsbook app with Caesars rewards where the more you play, the more stuff you earn, and they have fast payouts because Caesar is the man?
Yes!
Is that a thing?
How is that even possible?
Nice job, Coach.
It's 27 words. Worst clues ever. It's pretty obvious. Impossible. Who guesses that?
Uber's my favorite, Archie.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
Governor Pritzker celebrating a major achievement in his efforts to restore Illinois' fiscal health.
For the first time in more than 20 years.
First time in over 20 years. For the first time in 23 years, a bond ratings agency upgraded Illinois' credit rating.
We are truly forging a new path for our great state.
Moody's cited fiscal improvements such as increased pension payments and keeping the state's bill backlog in check.
This upgrade means lower costs for taxpayers.
J.B. Pritzker, strong leadership in tough times.
The Bank of America Chicago Marathon, Sunday, October 9th on NBC5.
Now we're making a different story tonight. It is a wish come true for a young Chicago boy. Take a look. Today, 4-year-old Khalil joined the Chicago Police Department as its newest honorary officer. Khalil has sickle cell disease, but he's wanted to be an officer for as long as he can remember. So Chicago Police and the Make-A-Wish Foundation teamed up to make it happen.
So today, I'm going to pin a star on you as an honorary police officer. Is that okay with you, Khalil? Everyone, I want to introduce you all to honorary police officer Khalil.
Look at that, he's looking around like, look at me, I'm doing it. Khalil was given a uniform, fits very well, by the way. He's got a certificate and even his own Chicago Police bear. What a great day for Khalil. That is awesome. Well, today people came together to get a taste of Germany right here in Chicago. This afternoon we saw lots of beer and plenty of German food at Lakeview East's Oktoberfest. Some musicians came in to perform some traditional German songs as well. That festival just wrapping up an hour ago in Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church's East parking lot. Still ahead, people will be back with one final look at the weather for this week. Stay with us.
It's one seat. Our right to choose, our freedom to make our own medical decisions comes down to one seat on the Illinois Supreme Court. Mark Curran and Michael Burke want to ban abortion in Illinois, even in cases of rape and incest. Women put in jail for making their own medical decisions? That's not what I want for my kids. It's not what I want for anyone. Mark Curran and Michael Burke are too extreme, and they don't belong on the Illinois Supreme Court.
The
Who hits back? We don't get fooled again. Chicago, it's your turn. Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey, The Who with an orchestra. Why don't you all fade away? United Center, October 12th. Who are you? Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. The Who, live in concert. There's more at thewho.com.
We believe that food brings families, friends, and communities together. And those delicious moments start on our shelves. Since 1899, we've made memories, navigated obstacles. But most importantly, we've been part of each other's daily lives.
Thank you for shopping our stores.
For sharing all of life's big moments.
And trusting us to be a part of your delicious meals.
My family's sacrifice was a way of life, and I'm proud of that service, but who's not sacrificing are those oil companies and those drug companies who are making record profits, paying out huge bonuses to their top executives. They're not sacrificing. That's why I introduced the Anti-Price Gouging Act. It will go after companies that take advantage of a pandemic to bump up prices so that hardworking everyday Americans can't even get to work anymore. And that's wrong, and it needs to end. I'm Tammy Duckworth, and I approve this message.
Now, one more quick look at our top story tonight. Chicago police are investigating 3 weekend shootings involving children. On Friday night, a 3-year-old was shot and killed in an apparent road rage incident. Today in Roseland, a 7-year-old boy was shot in the leg. He's expected to be okay. Shortly after that, a 17-year-old was shot in the left eye while sitting on a front porch. He's now hospitalized in serious condition. Let's now get one more check of our weather. Pete?
Would be nice to keep these nice days coming here as far as the weather goes. We'll keep it going for a few more days here. You could see tomorrow we'll see temperatures rising into the mid to upper 60s with some sunshine, a little bit warmer away from the lake. So all in all, picture perfect day. But then we do have some warmer temperatures to start, cool temperatures to finish the work week.
And a good start to fall. Thank you, Pete. That does it for our news this Sunday evening. I'm Alex Maragos. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Sports Sunday is coming up next.
We're all sick of COVID-19, but it was the 3rd leading cause of death in the U.S., and it's still making people really sick. The COVID-19 updated boosters are here. They help protect against multiple variants, all in one shot. Make it yours. Get boosted this fall.
When it comes to a woman's right to choose, Jennifer Ruth Green is too extreme. Just listen.
I'm 100% pro-life.
Green opposed abortion, even for victims of rape and incest, or to save the woman's life. She even supported a Supreme Court ban on all abortions and said it should not be allowed under any circumstances.
I'm 100% pro-life.
Jennifer Ruth Green is just too extreme. DCCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
All right, slow down a little bit. Check your mirrors, all of them. I'm doing that. Remember that place? Spent our share of nights there, didn't we?
You know, there's something I want to ask you.
Absolutely.
How do I link my phone?
That's what you want to drive.
When it comes to fighting childhood cancer, we're thinking of every mile. It's your journey.
4 decades ago, my brother and I started a company in our parents' basement. It grew to employ over 1,000 people right here in the Midwest. There were times when we could have sold it for millions and shipped the jobs to China, but we believed in America, so we said no. The factory and the jobs stayed here. In Congress, I insisted we use only American-made parts in federal infrastructure. I'm Bill Foster, and I approve this message. And like we did back then, I'll always stand up for you.
It's here. Fun is here. Scenic boat tours are here. Beautiful walks along the river, they're here. Casinos, dining, nightlife, here, here, and here. And if you're looking for colorful leaves, they're everywhere around here. Hey, look at that over there. It's the kind of thing you'll find here. Beer here. Spas, they're definitely here. Wine is here too. Right here. Hey, check out these people here. It's just that time of year. Fall in Wisconsin Dells. It's here. Plan your fall getaway at wisdells.com.
I've never been afraid of hard work, but college just wasn't in the cards for me. This job was a game changer. It's a stable career and a good paycheck. We need more jobs like this in Illinois, especially with costs going up across the board. The Workers' Rights Amendment will keep more jobs like this in Illinois. It's good for families and it's good for the economy. College isn't for everyone, but good paying jobs should be.
At the top of your ballot, vote yes on the Workers' Rights Amendment and protect Illinois jobs.